What's up, man? What's up, man? Y'all know who that is right there. Y'all know exactly who that is. Tupac Shakur. Man, I purchased this book some years ago, man. Some years ago. Whole lot of history in this book right here. I think I purchased this book like a few years after Pac died, man. Let me pull the camera up so y'all can see my face. What's going on, man? The Marquise. The Grand Marquise, that is. You know? And I'm just here tonight, it's 11:10 at night out here in Phoenix, Arizona. Thursday, June 15th. And I'm just going through this book right here, man, because I just got back from checking out the All Eyez On Me movie. I just finished checking out that movie. It was an early release today. I didn't even know that the movie was being released today. I was just checking Google for the movie and, just doing some research on the movie just to see if anybody checked it out yet or anything like that. And I just saw that they had a showing in my city, right up the street at the Hawkins Theater, out here in my city. So I was like, you know what? Shit, man, me and my wife, man, we need to go check this out tonight. I was anticipating this movie. I couldn't wait to go see this movie. And, yeah, man, so we just went up there. We checked it out tonight. Had to go see it. Man, I ain't want to wait till tomorrow. I had to go see it tonight, So, yeah, man, we saw the movie. And this is my review for the movie right here. So, everybody know. It ain't no spoiler. Everybody know about Pac's life. If you follow Pac, you know about his life. So it ain't no spoiler alert or nothing like that. You know what happened within his life. So, I'm just gonna keep it all the way 100 with you about how I felt about the movie. The real deal, how I felt as a fan. Pretty much how I felt they represented Pac within this movie. So, starting off, Demetrius Shipp Jr., the actor that portrayed Pac. For the most part, I think he did a great job. I think he did the best job that he could do. Can't nobody be Pac. There ain't no man alive that could be Pac. Pac was his own individual. Couldn't nobody articulate, themselves the way Pac could articulate himself. He was a different breed. He was a different dude. He was a different dude. Can't nobody play that dude. And it's in the way Demetrius Shipp brought him out. I thought, like some parts within the movie, he did a good job. He was actually believable at some points. At other points, I wasn't really feeling it. I'm gonna give you an example. Like me, I'm a Pac fan. I've been a Pac fan since I was a little child. I grew up like I was a Pac fan before I even knew Pac was a rapper. I was a fan of Juice. Juice was my favorite movie as a kid. When Juice first came out on VHS, I think it was my grandmother. My grandmother had purchased the movie. My grandmother bought the movie, and back at the house, I'm from the projects. I grew up different from a lot of people. A lot of people from the hood know what this is. We wasn't sheltered. We wasn't sheltered from society. From what was really going on in the world. So at the age of 5, 6 years old, I was watching movies and listening to music with profanity, with vulgar lyrics and violence. I wasn't, my parents weren't, you know, they wasn't sheltering me like that, sheltering me or keeping me away from stuff like that. They were pretty much exposing me to everything. I was exposed to everything as a kid. So yeah, as 5, 6 years old, Juice was my favorite movie. You know, and I was in love with the character Bishop, for real. Bishop, you know, like my brother and I, we used to reenact scenes from Juice as a kid. I used to always want to be Bishop, reenacting his scene, and my brother used to be Oh My Ups. We used to go back and forth, interacting with each other, reenacting the scenes of that movie. And Demetrius Shipp, within this movie right here, he had to reenact some scenes from Juice. You know, uh, within the movie, he wasn't believable. He wasn't believable to me. Pretty much, reenacting those scenes. It was just like like he wasn't polished enough as an actor to express himself in that type of way. In my opinion, I just wasn't feeling it at all, man. To be honest, but all of the other scenes, like as far as let me think. For example, when Pac was like doing the love scenes, as far as like with Jada Pinkett, he was expressing himself to Jada Pinkett or to Kadada Jones or his mother. That kind of felt believable. I felt that right there. I felt that was actually, he really expressed Pac in a good light when he did those scenes. But when it came to him reenacting Juice or Above the Rim within that All Eyez on Me movie, yeah, it wasn't believable at all, man. For real, I was just like, oh, man, I could have did better than that shit. For real, I could have did way better than that shit right there, man. Dead ass. Yeah, man. And for real, like, the movie itself, and man, it just felt like it was just too choppy. For real, the movie just felt like it was too goddamn choppy. Like, the movie was just, scene after scene. It was like no build up to something greater. It just to me, man, it just felt like they ran out of money. For real, the budget ran out, like, what I'm saying? The budget ran out of money. And it was like they, like towards the end of the movie when Pac got shot. After Pac got shot, that was the end of the movie. Like, that was it right there, man. After they took Pac out the car, laid him on the ground, he breathing, gasping for air, and then all of a sudden the movie just goes off. Like, I wanted to see. I would have expected them to show the impact of his death. After he got shot, the impact on the hip hop community itself after his death. But it just seemed like they ran out of money for that. They ran out of money within the budget. So they couldn't add on a lot of things that would captivate the audience. Especially like, man, I grew up within this era. I grew up within that era of hip hop when Pac and Biggie got killed. That's the time I was growing up. Like, I'm 30 now. I was growing up during this time. I was like 10, 11 years old. I was growing up. And this is, for real, like, when Pac got killed, it was like, man, it was fucking dark. Man, it just felt dark after Pac got killed. You know what I'm saying? And, like, during that movie, like, towards the end of that movie, I didn't feel that. Like, I didn't feel that at all, man. It was like, for real, man. It's like they could have did a better job, but they did the best that they could do with the budget that they had. They say I think it was like a $48 million budget or something like that. For real, I think for a movie like Pop, man, a movie like that had to be at least $100 million. Had to be. Have to be at least $100 million. You know what I'm saying? Because I was expecting this Tupac movie to be on some Ray type shit. You know how the movie Ray was, man. Man, that movie was done excellent. That movie was so fucking superb. I love that movie. I love Ray. And this Tupac movie, man, that shit don't even compare to that shit. That shit don't even compare to it, man. And like for real, like I left. I mean, to be honest with you, man, I left the theater feeling kind of disappointed, for real, for real. I mean, some moments within the movie that it was a good highlight. It was a good highlight. Like some of the moments, like some of the scenes within the movie, like when Pac was going off on motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Like going off on the record execs and shit. Expressing to them how he the messages within his music. Expressing his passion. For real, for real. It seemed like, man, being in the studio with Pac, man, you liable to get your goddamn ass whooped. For real. Being in the studio with his ass and you ain't getting shit right. You know what I'm saying? You ain't doing what the fuck you supposed to be doing within the studio. You liable to get your ass whooped. For real. That's what it felt like, man. For real, just looking at all of the old interviews, looking at all the old videos and shit like that of Pac being in the studio. Man, that was a serious, intense dude. And I think within the movie they captured that. They captured that a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And that was a good thing. That was a good highlight right there of them capturing Pac being extra dynamic within the studio. You know what I'm saying? And another thing that I really didn't like about the movie was, I mean, like, and this is, I guess this is a part of, the budget. I think Jada Pinkett should have played her damn self. For real. You know what I'm saying? I think Snoop should have played his damn self. Real. I mean, I know Snoop getting old and shit like that, man, but I think he could have pulled that shit off. I think they could have made Snoop look younger. Snoop could have played himself. Jada Pinkett could have played herself. Straight up. And another thing that I didn't like within the movie is all the Tupac fans are going to feel me on this right here. Why the fuck was they performing? Why the fuck they had Pac performing Hail Mary in the movie? Motherfuckers know that Hail Mary didn't come out until Pac was dead. I mean, that shit had me in the movie theater like, really, motherfucker? Really? Man. I don't know, man. Like, me personally, man, I get this movie like, man, shit. Man, out of 10 stars, well, shit, what's the standard amount of stars for a movie? Is it 5? Some shit like that. Well, I get this shit, man, 2.5 out of 5 stars, man. I get this shit 2.5 out of 5 stars, for real. Yeah, man. But Pac, man, rest in peace, man. That's my favorite actor. I mean, that's my man. My favorite actor, my favorite rapper, man. I've been a fan of this dude ever since, man. I was a kid, man. Ever since Juice, for real. And then when I found out he was rapping, shit, man, I became an even bigger fan. But that's my review on the movie. All Eyez On Me. I got to check it out early. A day before the release. But yeah, man. If y'all seen the movie, if y'all checked it out, get down in the comments. Let me know what y'all think about the movie. Let me know what y'all think. Let me know how y'all feel. Me personally, I thought the movie could have been better, but they did the best that they could do. With the budget that they had. And well, it is what it is, you know. But it's the Grand Marquise, man. I'ma holler at y'all, on the next one. Peace.